Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboardkeepers. I am your host, the Ref, where I keep you up to score. I keep you up to score in everything, sports, hip hop, and hot topics. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Let me take me a sip of water first. If you're not a boxing fan, if you were watching boxing last night, you would have became one. I had an absolute fantastic night watching boxing last night. I really enjoyed myself, man. I needed that. I really needed that. I really needed a good showing in boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some of them nights where you just get to, relax, focus on something else outside of life. And every now and then, the doctor, give you exactly what you need. Okay? And I'm just not talking about any doctor that's walking around here in a white jacket. I'm talking about the doctor of creation, the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the God. That's the doctor I'm talking about. He'll give you exactly what you need in life. Okay? No matter what you're going through out there in life, no matter what forces are against you, you know what I'm saying? He'll make them your footstool, man. You understand what I'm saying? You can get through anything if you lean on him. Anything. Trust me, I know. When you go from the bottom and then you start bubbling to the top and good things start happening in your life and around you, and you start getting around positive energy, and the energy and the forces is just right, you could just tell the difference. And for me, I think that's to a fault at some point, because I can now see things even before they happen, even before they occur. And it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing staying in the right lane and staying away from negativity, and people that got motives and all types of things, man. I'm telling you, it's just healthy for you to get into the right space in life. That's where I'm at. I made it to a comfort zone, man. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to drop that on y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Just want to drop that on y'all today, because after you have good nights and stuff like that, you know what I mean, and you enjoy yourself, you get rest, you get to hit the reset button, you start feeling like yourself again. You know what I mean? You start feeling like yourself again. And that's a good sign that you're where you're supposed to be in life. And that's where we all got to strive to get to. We all got to strive to get there. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care who you are, where you are, what you're going through, you got to strive to get there. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's my dose of advice for today. And I want to get right into last night. Last night, boxing. Listen, the Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda, the Berlanga versus Sheeraz, Hamza. Listen, man, boxing was good last night. Everybody came to play. Everybody came to play, man. They came to play last night. I had some of the most unexpected things happen last night in boxing, and that's why I love this sport. I've always been a fan of it, but I mean, just last night was refreshing to see some leather. You know what I'm saying? To see some leather being put upside somebody's head. You understand what I'm saying, man? Listen, last night was amazing. Shakur Stevenson, right? I'm going to start with Shakur Stevenson because I'm going to say what happened, later in the night for last, because that was the last match. Even though it was two co-main events, I personally thought that Shakur should have went last. I wasn't used to seeing him, in a main event where he's coming out before the last fight. And not to mention his fight, in my opinion, that fight was the best fight of the night. He wasn't the best fighter of the night, but they had the best fight of the night. There is a difference, okay? Because their Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda's fight went to the scorers cards. It went to the judges, and it was a unanimous decision. It was very wide. Some of those scores was like eye-opening, but he did win a unanimous decision, in my opinion. I just didn't think it was, so far away. But the reason it could have looked like that is because of what Shakur Stevenson was doing. Okay. And a lot of people, if you're not boxing fans, if you're not really into boxing like that, you may miss it. You may miss it. You may not have been paying attention to really what he was doing. And there was something that Shakur Stevenson was doing that I was like, whoa, I don't think Zepeda's kind of figuring it out. You know what I mean? I didn't think that he was figuring it out. I said, there's something wrong here, because he's not figuring out what's going on here. So I just want to show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Right here. I just want to show y'all something. As a boxing fan, right? As a boxing fan, if you follow it, if you know it, everybody's going to know what I'm talking about here, especially the real hardcore boxing fans. They know what I'm talking about, especially the older boxing fans and the ones that, pay attention. I want y'all to pay close attention, because this couldn't have been a better photo of what was going on last night. Zepeda, you struggled against one of the oldest defensive stances in the book. This has been used by Floyd Mayweather and a lot of other great boxers in the world. You know what I mean? And hold on one second, guys. I got to be. I think I got to be. Hold on one second. I'm in a fight of my life over here. I think I do. Hold on. Yeah, I'm in a fight over here too, guys. And I think I won. How many of y'all gonna be on a podcast where that happens? Huh? Where I'm talking about fighting and then I get into one. I get into a scrap over here. Listen, guys. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Let's just say I won, though. All right? I won. So listen, the Philly shell, man. Zepeda struggled against this all night long. So to the average eye, it may have been looking like, with him throwing over 300 punches at some point and staying busy, he may have looked like he was connecting a lot. He wasn't. He was punching arms. And if you listen very closely to the advice he was getting into from his corner, they were telling him and they were asking him, okay? And they were actually, telling him, right on television, like, look, punch the shoulders, punch the arms, punch the hands. Okay? That was the advice I heard, because I listen closely when they go into the corner, because I want to see if the fighter's going to actually do what his corner was telling him to do. But they were recommending him to punch the hands, arms, and shoulders and stuff like that. Okay? Now, one of the things why he would be doing that is because everybody knows that Shakur Stevenson has a history of having bad, very weak hands. He breaks his hands a lot in fights. So even though he's a great boxer, the one thing that he uses the most, that he needs, is the most fragile. So while he was in this position that you're looking at right now, which is called the Philly shell, Zepeda was literally, he really don't have a great target to hit. And this is vintage Philly shell right here. Shakur Stevenson is in it. He's in it. He's in the Philly shell right in this photo. It's perfect. And Zepeda struggled with this all night long. But guess who didn't struggle with it? The judges. Because they know. They've seen this before. And if you don't know how to punch, if you don't know where to stance, if you don't know where to go, it's two southpaws too. So it worked perfectly for Shakur. Because he's a defensive fighter. So this is what nobody was mentioning last night, which I did not like. I was like, wait a minute, you got all these boxing, analysts up there, and nobody's talking about that. But then I realized there was a lot of foreign analysts up there, so they may not know nothing about this. Bernard Hopkins, another one. Bernard Hopkins is another one. I'm sorry, Bernard. I can't forget you. He uses this technique also, the executioner. Okay? So Bernard, Floyd Mayweather, and Shakur Stevenson, they know how to really use this. Now, I mean, it works. It works until somebody figures it out. You know, and with Shakur Stevenson being such a great defensive fighter, it made a tough night for Zepeda. Because I think Zepeda, in my opinion, I only think he won one, maybe 2 rounds. He won maybe 2 rounds. It looked like he may have been doing something, but that's how it always is until you look at the other fighter and you see that he's really not hurt. Where a lot of people, thought a couple solid punches was hurting him, and then you look and he turned around, he's smiling at the crowd, and then he comes right out the next round and he's right on you. So that tells you that he really wasn't hurt. So what I'm saying is that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You put these up. You put these up and you let them fly. And that's what Shakur Stevenson came to do. Everybody didn't think it was this Tom and Jerry thing. And everybody thought that he would run. But he didn't run. He stood right in front of Zepeda in the pocket, and was trading blows. Because everybody has, listen, the worst thing you can do is start putting on these stereotypes on these fighters and start talking about how they don't stand in the pocket, they want to run, and they want this, that. No. This was the same thing about Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep hearing these things, and one of the latest ones is I keep hearing this thing about and this has nothing to do with boxing, but I don't believe it to be true. Like, even Puffy, Sean Diddy Combs, they keep saying it, that everybody keeps saying that he can't fight this, that, and the third, but you never heard about anybody punching on him, smacking on him, or doing anything. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like that tells you something. There ain't nobody running around here telling you that they beat the man up. Nah. Well, this is the same thing with these boxers with these analysts or fans that keep saying that these fighters want to run. No, they want to give you your money's worth. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see anybody get knocked out in the first round after paying $500 for a front row ticket. And Zepeda and Stevenson put on a show last night. They put on a show last night. They went the distance. They was exchanging blows. It was a lot. You had one offensive fighter versus a defensive fighter, both undefeated, belts on the line, heart on the line. Fans are in the, Mexican fans are out there. The black fans are out there. White fans are out there, and they just brung it, man. They just brung it. So for me as a whole last night, the most entertaining fight was that of Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda, because they came with it. They brung the noise, and and the best man won. You know what I mean? The best man won. As the fight went on deeper into the rounds, you saw Shakur Stevenson start putting more combinations together. I would have liked to have seen him utilize his jab a little more and stay off of those ropes, but I believe that was a trap also. But it's a dangerous one. People are never comfortable with you sitting on the ropes and taking unnecessary punishment. Okay, so I understand the trap, but then you don't want to get over there and stay too long, because too much of anything is a bad habit. That's what they say. But I loved when he got into the middle of the ring and he started exchanging punches and he started putting together his hooks, and the uppercut was lethal. A couple of times that would have dropped the average fighter. he caught Zepeda with a couple of uppercuts because Zepeda keeps his head down. And that's one of the knocks on Mexicans also, is that they fight with their heads down a lot. You know what I mean? So if you stay in that crouch position and this, that, and the other, you're liable to get caught by something because you're never going to see it coming. You're never going to see it coming. So it's very tough. Zepeda was in there with a tactician last night. And that experience showed, and he realized it because towards the end of the fight, he started taking some punishment, man. He started taking some punishment, and he realized that all those punches that he was throwing, which is notorious for Mexican fighters, they like to stay busy. That he realized that he really wasn't scoring the way he would have thought. So it's not, sometimes less is better. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes less is better. And at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson threw less punches, but his was more efficient and more effective. And I truly enjoyed that fight, and I thought the refs got it absolutely right in the unanimous decision. I just didn't think that it was that far apart, okay? But, that's why the judges get paid the money they get paid, and that's why they sit where they sit to make calls like that. And I think they made the right call. So great job to the judges in the Shakur Stevenson fight. Congratulations to Shakur Stevenson for his win and coming back after, a couple subpar performances, according to some of the critics out there. I think he quieted some of them last night. I think he silenced some of those critics last night by standing in front of this man who's known for his offense. He took some punishment last night and he said, "Hey, I'm not a poodle. I'm a tough guy." That's what he said. I'm a tough guy. And I can't disagree. Okay. If his hands are right and he's focused and he's in great shape, he has the ability to put on a great performance. The problem is that so many people, he don't understand that his critics are holding him to a certain level. So when they start talking about him, they put him in that category where they start judging him by his peers. Now, if they weren't talking about you, Shakur, that means that they don't think that you would have the ability. There's a lot of boxers out here that nobody's talking about. But when they talk about Shakur Stevenson, everybody talks about the capability of what of him. Like for example, us over here to Scoreboardkeepers, we think that your last few performances wasn't worthy of calling out Gervonta Davis. Tank, you know what I'm saying? Like we was looking at those fights like, wait a minute. If that was Tank in there, something else would have happened. Last night, that's the Shakur that people would love to see fight against Tank. Because that would be a very, styles make fights, so they say. So that would be an interesting matchup. So, nevertheless, you did a great job, Shakur. Congratulations, man. I look forward to seeing your next fight personally. I would like to see who your next opponent will be. And I wish you all the best, man. Wish you all the best, man. Like, I mean, anybody that's going to fight you right now in the shape that you're in, they're going to have a tough time trying to defeat you. Because we found out last night you also have a chin, which is interesting. Because that was the first time we seen you get, hit like that. Okay? Seen you get hit like that, where you stood right in front of that man and came right back after getting hit. So, and for all you boxing fans out there, I think all that stuff on the ropes, I think that was just traps, man. That was just traps. So congratulations to the Shakur Stevenson team in Newark, big Newark, New Jersey. Okay. And everybody up there. So let's move on, because I mean, look, these fights were absolutely, phenomenal when for being matched up like they was in Queens, New York last night. And, they put together this card, it was a really good card. But I would have to say this, the venues, the walk-ins, man, I miss the old walk-ins. You know what I'm saying? I miss the old walk-ins. I miss the coming down the tunnel and walking down on the floor where the fans are right next to you. I don't like this, when I see it, like last night when I was looking at it, right, and I see this guy, forget his name. It's just you guys can let me know his name in the comments, but it's the guy that's promoting all these fights now. The guy from I think he's from Saudi Arabia, right? Like when I watch these fights, right, sometimes like I think they've been watching the Rocky movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like the platforms and everything are just like what we saw in the Rocky movies. It's like it's not enough people, your entourage, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you can bring your rappers and everybody with you, because now they walking down and making a left hand turn and then making another right to go to the ring. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like those platforms. I don't like all that, I don't like all the fireworks, man. It reminds me of Ivan Drago or something like that, man. It's just like the personality behind it is like somebody that watched Rocky movies. And I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I want to see you come out of that tunnel hungry. I want to see your whole crew with you. And I want to see you with your hood on, right? I want to see you with your hood on. You know what I mean? Coming down, doing your little light jumping jacks, getting ready, and then walk to the ring, straight to the ring. Like, I watched Shakur come out last night, and he just walked down by himself. You know what I mean? Like, that's so unlike him. Like, that's not his personality. You know what I'm saying? That's not his personality to just walk down like that. But we got to the point where, after Shakur did his thing, we got to Hamza Sheeraz and Edgar Berlanga. And this fight right here, okay, was the most surprising fight of the night. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the best fighter of the night was Hamza Sheeraz. As I told y'all, the best fight of the night was Shakur Stevenson. But the best fighter of the night was Hamza Sheeraz. Now, I don't know why this man was taken lightly. I don't know why he was underestimated. But with him being number 3 in the world, that's not somebody that you just take lightly. This man can box. He don't just fight. He can box too. We saw some like ring tactician stuff going on in there last night where they were stepping on each other's toes. We saw Berlanga step on his toes. We saw him return the favor. He would not be bullied. He was tall. His counter punches was proper. And I could tell from the very first round. Now, Edgar Berlanga came in the ring, walked in the ring with his entourage, Fat Joe and Remy Ma, to lean back. That's how they came out. It was weird because, like I said, that platform thing is you go down, make a left, and then walk down a little bit more, make a right, and then you get to the ring. It was weird. I don't like it. They need to get back to the way it was. You know what I mean? Get back to the way it was. Walking out of the tunnel and just walking down your straight little curved path and let the fans get at you. You know what I'm saying? And we miss those kind of things. We don't need the boxers standing over top of the fans. Weird. It's a Rocky thing. But listen, Hamza, the fighter of the night, lights out, man. This is what he did to Edgar Berlanga. And it was a lot of trash talking going on pre-fight. And I'm talking about trash talking. I heard them calling this man a giraffe. The man was trying to talk during his press conference and they was playing music on the other side, like Jurassic Park music, because the man's so tall. They say he wears a size 15 shoe. Well, he must got some size 15 hands too, because let me tell you something. He hit Berlanga one time in the first round. I said, oh, he felt that. But nobody was watching because Berlanga came right back. But it was only so many of them type of shots that you can take, because he got right in the phone booth with Berlanga also. He got right in the phone booth with Berlanga. And of course, you're going to have people popping out like Ryan Garcia, surprised by the results. And I'm just telling you, man, a lot of people was blown away by this knockout in round 5. This didn't go the distance, y'all. Hamza came to New York to take care of business, and that's exactly what he did. And he did it in impressive fashion. His jab was there, his counters was there, he was laser focused, and he was catching them with some shots. He caught him in the 4th, put him down in the 4th. Okay? He put him down in the 4th, and he was saved by the bell. And when he came out in that 5th round, it was just, he smelled blood. It was blood in the water. It was blood in the water. That's what it was. It was blood in the water. And I'm telling you right now, when I tell you that this dude was not playing no games, I'm telling you this dude wasn't playing no games. His corner, they was giving him, great information on how he should fight. And they was telling him, where he should, how he should be attacking this guy. Just the stuff that was going on in the corner, right? Just the information that was going on in the corner was just enough for me to know that, he had a good camp. It was enough for me to know that he had a good camp, because they was talking about how he was keeping Edgar Berlanga right inside of his punching radius. Okay, so every time Berlanga tried to come in, right, he couldn't come in free. When you come in there, like when you walked in to try to get some shots in on this guy, you were taking something. And if you were delivering the punches, this is one thing I liked about him. This is why I know that he had a good camp, because he had some great counter punches, man. I'm talking about great counter punches. His counter punches was on the money, and they were accurate. And this is why Edgar Berlanga hit the canvas. Listen, let me just tell you this. If Edgar Berlanga came in there in that ring into this fight at anything less than his top shape or at his best, he was going to lose that fight. He was going to lose that fight. That's how good of shape that Hamza Sheeraz was in. He came prepared. This is how prepared this man was. You could just tell. Even if it was going to go the distance, you could just tell. His body was so lively in the 5th round that he even said after the fight, it could have been anybody in there tonight, they would have lost, because nothing was going to stop him. And you could tell. Now, what did I think Edgar Berlanga didn't do that I would like to have seen him done a little more? It was 2 things. I would have loved to seen him utilize his jab. Stop getting into the phone booth with everybody, because it's not a tough man contest. Utilize your jab, man, and work that body. Man, you could have folded him up like a envelope. All that body that man got. Are you kidding me? All he was body. Look. All that torso to hit. All that torso to hit, man. You got to get in and get out. You got to get in and get out. And I don't think Berlanga did that last night. And I don't know what's next for him. I don't know what's next for Berlanga at this point, because he doesn't have any leverage really anymore. Not the leverage that he had, because he was one of the most up-and-coming prospects that everybody wanted to see. But now you lost to Canelo Alvarez, and you've now lost to Sheeraz. What's next? What's next? I mean, I personally don't want to see him fight Caleb Plant. I do not want to see him. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody saying, okay, let's watch somebody fight for the 3rd place trophy. No, we don't want to see that. I would like to see him get back to the gym, get right, and fight your way back. That's what I like to see him do. Because everybody out here is talking about like, oh, that's it. That's not it. This is what boxing's about. Nobody's supposed to be undefeated. The great thing about boxing is you're supposed to go back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong, and come back and get that man. That's what that, if you can. If you can. Like, I'm just telling you, I would like to see a rematch. I said it. I would like to see a rematch. Even though I know Hamza has bigger plans. I know he wants to get to a certain place, but I would like to see a rematch. Because I want to be sure. Berlanga needs to get back to the gym. He needs to get around, somebody. He needs to bring somebody into his camp also that's going to show him some different things. This is just business at this point. He needs to get in there because he's not a defensive fighter. Somebody has to show him he could be so deadly if he was to learn how to become a defensive fighter and add that onto his arsenal. So whoever's around him right now, they've already taken him to his peak. Now it's time to bring something new and fresh and innovative into his camp. Bring somebody innovative in there that can develop him, that can develop his jab. He has a decent jab, but it's not utilized enough. He likes to forget about it and then go into the phone booth. And that's all cool. That's a part of it. But you know what I'm saying? Not for everybody. You don't want to get into the phone booth with somebody like Hamza Sheeraz, right? And then try to get out of it and think you're going to get out of it without getting hit. That's what happened last night. A boxer that doesn't have the reach that he has can get in and get out maybe without getting hit. Every time you went into that phone booth with that guy last night, every time you tried to get out, you left with one. Because his reach is crazy. And then he had enough reach to actually double up on his punches as you were getting out. He was able to come back in and you still weren't able to hit him because of his reach. So he was getting free shots on Berlanga last night. And the results were what they were. It ended up how it ended up. But I'm telling you guys, listen, last night, Hamza Sheeraz, man, congratulations to you. Okay. You totally surprised me. And I'm a boxing fan. I watch boxing all the time. I was not expecting a performance like that from you last night. Last night you were head and shoulders above everybody else as being the best fighter on the card last night. Shakur put on a masterclass last night against Zepeda. He put together a masterclass, but the fight itself was the best fight of the night. But if I had to pick one fighter who I would say was the fighter of the night, it would be Hamza. Because he did something that Canelo Alvarez couldn't do, which was knock out Edgar Berlanga. And I don't know what that says about your power, Hamza, but it says something about something, okay? Or I don't know if it was just the shots that you were catching him with that Canelo couldn't. But it would be interesting. Now, I'm going to congratulate you on that, and I can't wait to see who you fight next also. I know you've been asking for Canelo, but, I mean, Canelo got other things right now going on, and he has to get through that, Crawford. So I look forward to seeing who you're going to fight. I'm going to be paying close attention to you now because I wasn't paying any attention prior to last night. So I'm going to be paying close attention now. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish on this note right here, okay? Listen, there's somebody out there right now that has me absolutely cracking up. This guy has figured out He has figured out the trolling game, man. He's mastered it, man. I want to say this, man. I want y'all to get him this video too, man. Listen, man. Oscar De La Hoya, man. Oscar De La Hoya is a funny guy. Listen, I didn't even realize he had that kind of personality, man. I didn't realize he had that kind of personality, man. This dude he's mastered trolling, y'all. I'm telling you right now. I believe that he can do stand-up comedy. There's some comedy, and he needs to get into acting a little bit. I'm telling you, man, this dude is funny, right? During one of the press conferences, right? Over this week, him and Berlanga got into it, right? So Berlanga pulls out a bag and says, "Hey, I want you to start doing what you do." He throws a wig at him, throws some panties at him. And you know when when Oscar De La Hoya had that photo of him dressed up like a female in heels and stockings and shit and all that. Well, Berlanga pulled that stuff out and threw it at him, right? And it got heated, right? You know, because he had threatened to slap Oscar and all that, and it got heated. So at the very end, this guy Berlanga, he starts taking money out the bag also and saying, "Dance for me, bitch. Dance for me." He said, "Dance for me, you my biatch." Throwing money at him, right? So after they calmed it all down, little did I know, right? First of all, I saw Oscar De La Hoya actually taking the money and stuffing it in his pockets. Yo, he was like, "Okay, yo, I'll take the money. You don't want it? I'll take it." He started taking the money. If you look, he was stuffing it in his suit jacket. He was stuffing, man. He was up in there like, "I'm stuffing this down up in here. Okay, you don't want it? Okay, I'll take it." And I mean, Berlanga was throwing some bills. He was making it rain on Oscar De La Hoya. He was taking the money. Well, after the fight, when Oscar De La Hoya gets on his plane to go back home, I assume, little do I know, he kept the wig. He had the wig on and started clowning Berlanga about getting knocked out with a bottle of wine between his legs. Listen, man, this dude is something else, man. They need to just leave this guy alone because he's figured out the trolling game, right? He may be the best trolling promoter in the world, but he's just not your average promoter. He knows how to work the internet, man, and he is trolling heavy. And if you guys get a chance to go look at it, matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. We don't got to talk about it. Hold on. Let's see if we can find this because I thought this was hilarious. Let's just show what happened. Okay. I want to show you guys what happened. Hold on. Y'all guys are going to love this.
Hey, I do actually. Hey, first of all, sit down. You have no world title. Oh, yeah, let me put him on now, baby. I got some more right here for you. Come here, I got some right here for you. Hey, listen to me. Listen to this. This guy's not even Puerto Rican. I've been asking for your Puerto Rican passport. Where is it at? Where's your Puerto Rican passport? Where's your Puerto Rican passport? I'm more Puerto Rican than you.
Stop fucking
I'm more Puerto Rican than you.
Stop fucking.
Hey, your jewelry is as fake as your hands.
As y'all can see, right? Look, watch this, guys. Look.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to this. This guy's not even Puerto Rican. I've been asking for your Puerto Rican passport. Where is it at? Where's your Puerto Rican passport? Where's your Puerto Rican passport? I'm not Puerto Rican than you.
Stop fucking
I'm more
fighting
Puerto
me.
Rican than you.
Stop fucking fighting me.
Hey, your children is as fake as your fans.
Okay, guys. Now you guys see what was going on, right? Y'all see what was going on. You see what was going on and what was happening, right? You see what was going on. Now, the crazy part about it, right, is the crazy part about all of that is that hold on. The crazy part about all of that is that after they sat down, right, and Oscar De La Hoya went into his troll bag, he started stuffing his pockets with that money. And then he asked Hamza, do you want some? But Hamza was laser focused, man. Hamza was laser focused. So I'm saying, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, it's a lot of trash talking going on, man. Like this stuff, like, I'm realizing that Oscar De La Hoya is like, he's one of the best trolling people. He's one of the best trolling people in the world. Like, you got to leave this guy alone. And here's why. I'm going to show y'all why. I'm going to show y'all why you need to leave this guy alone. Because you need to be focusing on your fight, not this guy. He can troll all day long. All day long. Look at this. Watch this.
Berlanga got KO by Hamza Sheeraz. Oscar De La Hoya fired back in full costume.
Oh my God! Sheeraz, congratulations! Berlanga! Oh my God, you got knocked out! Oh my God! Oh, something Canelo Alvarez couldn't do.
After Edgar Berlanga got KO by Hamza Sheeraz, Oscar De La Hoya fired back in full costume.
Oh my God! Sheeraz, congratulations! Berlanga! Oh my God, you got knocked out! Oh my God! Oh, something Canelo Alvarez couldn't do.
After Edgar Berlanga.
Yeah. Look, guys, y'all see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you got to leave that guy alone. He even took a shot at Canelo, calling him Canelo Alvarez. Because they keep saying that Canelo's on steroids. He's calling him Canelo Alvarez. So I'm just saying, man, y'all see what's going on. I'm just saying, I just think that they should leave Oscar alone. Oscar, man, you have figured something out, man, because you got a career in something. I mean, your trolling game is right up there by 50 Cent now. So I'm just saying, man, listen, congratulations to all the boxers, man. I look forward to seeing the next fights. I can't wait to see what the cards are going to look like. All you guys out there, if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? Thumb up the video, leave your comments below. You guys down below, man, tell me who do you guys think had the most impressive fight of the night? Mine's is Hamza, but I mean, you guys tell me below. Tell me if you think that Zepeda was robbed. Tell me if you didn't agree with the judges' scorecards in that fight, and just tell me what you thought about the overall night. Even tell me about what you guys think about these venues that they're setting up now. But I look forward to seeing you guys. And like I said, man, you guys, all you boxing fans, man, guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. All sports, because we cover all sports over here. So make sure you guys, stay in touch with what's going on over here and leave your comments down below. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, The Ref, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Score.